I still hear the sound of her laughing behind my window some nights, even though she died 10 years ago.
I grew up in a small village in the south. Everybody knew everybody. We had one big story we told about the old royal family that used to rule our land before the government took over. Most of it sounded like normal history until I met someone who made it feel real.
Her name was Princess Zainab. She was not a princess in the way you think. No crown, no castle, just the last daughter of a powerful traditional ruler. Her father was dead, but people still feared their family name. They had money, land, and men who would do anything for them. I was 16 when I first saw her. She came to our secondary school for a community visit. She arrived in a black SUV with tinted glass. Everyone rushed outside to see her. She wore dark glasses and a long, red dress, even though it was very hot. She didn't smile. She just looked at us like we were dirty. When the principal tried to shake her hand, she ignored him. Some girls in my class were excited. "She is so beautiful," they said. She was in a cold way. Perfect skin, sharp eyes. But when she looked at you, it felt like she was checking your price. After that day, strange things started happening. Poor families would suddenly lose their farmland. A widow in our street was chased out of her house by men who said the land now belonged to the royal family. When she cried and begged, one of the men said, "Go and beg the princess." People said Zainab was the one behind it. She wanted more land, more power. She believed everything in the village still belonged to her bloodline. Then children started going missing. Not many, one here, one there. Always from the poorest homes. Police came but did nothing serious. They said maybe the kids ran away to the city. But one of them was my neighbor's little brother Tunde. He was only 9. Quiet boy, never caused trouble. One evening he went to buy biscuits and never came back. 3 days later, I saw something I was never meant to see. I was coming back from evening lesson when I passed the old royal guest house near the bush. It was not used anymore, but sometimes cars went in at night. I heard crying, a child crying. I should have walked away. I didn't. I moved closer to the fence. There was a broken part where you could see inside. A black SUV was parked there. I recognized it. Same one from school. 2 men were dragging a small boy toward the back door. His mouth was tied with cloth. He was fighting, but he was small. Then she came out, Princess Zainab. No red dress this time, just jeans and a white shirt. But I knew her face. She looked annoyed, like someone had disturbed her sleep. One of the men said, "He is stubborn." She slapped the boy hard. I heard the sound from where I stood. She said, "Be quiet. Nobody will hear you here." I ran. I didn't even know when my slippers fell off. I ran home and locked myself in the toilet. I was shaking so much I could not breathe well. The next morning I told my mother. She told my father. My father warned me never to repeat that story outside. He said, "Do you want to die?" But Tunde was still missing. So my father quietly told one of his friends who knew a police officer in town. 2 weeks later, everything exploded. Police raided the old guest house at night. They said they found evidence of kidnapping. They did not show much on the news, just said a prominent young woman was arrested with some men. But in the village we knew. They took Princess Zainab away. The story that spread was worse than any folktale. They said she liked to teach poor people a lesson, that she believed fear kept her family powerful, that the children were used to force their parents to give up land. Some said worse things, things I don't even want to write. Many children were never found. Her family used money and connections. The case became quiet, very quiet. After 1 year, we heard she was sick in prison. Then we heard she died. No body was brought home. People said it was over. But after that, strange things started again. Sometimes at night, dogs would bark and cry near the old guest house, even though it was empty. People who lived close said they heard a woman's voice calling children's names softly. One night, I heard tapping on my window. Light, slow, like someone using their fingernails. I thought it was a tree branch, but there is no tree near my window. I lay still. Then I heard a woman's voice whisper, "Open. I just want to talk." The voice sounded calm, soft, like a teacher. But I knew that voice. I did not move. I did not breathe. After some time, the tapping stopped. In the morning, there were scratch marks on the metal frame of my window. Long, thin lines, like someone had dragged sharp nails across it again and again. I never told anyone that part. I am grown now. I live in the city. But when I go back to the village, nobody walks near that guest house after dark. They say some evil does not end when the body dies. Some people are wicked for so long, the wickedness learns how to walk by itself.